What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 46 of The Climb, and it is episode number 46 yesterday. I said it was episode 46. No, it was 45 yesterday. It's 46 today. It's The Climb. We're here with Luzenak. Everything's going wrong. Everything is going wrong, everyone. And it's not even a case of we're having a load of injuries. We're just not getting results on the pitch. And I'm frustrated. I'm a little bit... I don't know what the word... I'm just a little bit frustrated. Frustrated is probably the right word. I think ultimately what I'm experiencing here is just a high turnover of players, just resulting in a lack of gelling and a lack of consistency. But it feels like one day our team is really good, the next day they're really bad, and then there's just some days where we're good and we still end up losing. Shall we talk about the game since you were last here? Let's just get straight into it. I want to get it off my chest. Of course, last episode we lost against Marseille 6-1. You think, oh my word... What's going on here? How has this happened? I'll tell you how it's happened. I still don't know, really. Should we let's just move on to the next game? I don't even want to think about that Marseille game anymore, although it feels like it may have been a warning of what was to come. Because the very next game we had was a win against Rem, and we won 4-1. They were bottom of the league. Nice to see Sesko get up a few goals in this one. Julien Blaise also getting a goal, as well as Ari. And to be honest, we looked pretty convincing. We were 2-0 up at half-time. Blaise with a nice little finish to open up his catalogue for the season. And well, following on from that, in the second half, they got a goal immediately. But we held our nerve. Ari scored a tremendous goal. Sesko also getting on the score sheet with his second of the game. And we won a game, and I'm sat there thinking, you know what? Yes, we're taking on the team who are bottom, but we've looked pretty good here. We've scored 4. We've not conceded too many. We can build off this. Could we build off it? Absolutely not. 4 defeats in a row, and I don't want to say I'm panicking, but I do just have questions. And when you look at these results as well, they're pretty odd. Their first game after the game against Rem was a 4-2 defeat away from home against Lille. Now, Lille are predicted to do quite well in the league, so to lose to them 4-2... I'm not going to get overly despondent about. In this game, Lys Mousset just took every chance that came his way. At half-time, they were 3-0 up. They would look good, Lille. They look good. There's a reason why they are, one of the bigger teams in the league. In fact, if I just check, last season they finished 5th. So it was going to be tricky, especially away from home. And, they just kind of demolished us. I mean, Martinez got a goal and Sesko got goals, but that was merely consolations. I did think at 3-2 there was a slim hope of a comeback, but then they scored a goal via Jonas Wind. The ball hit the crossbar, looped, but it just landed in his lap. Just when you don't have luck, you have no luck. It kind of felt like that was the case against Lille. It was a close game. They had slightly fewer chances overall, but the better chances. And, we lost 4-2. The very next game against Nantes, we lost 3-2 in this one. Never really looked like winning, to be honest. But if we just look at the stats, I'm not going to show the highlights for all of these, because, frankly, I don't want to relive them. We had a lot of half chances. They had more clear-cut chances. Ultimately, we just couldn't find enough of a way through. And to be fair, we've just been conceding too many, which I think... I can't work out if that's down to the personnel of our defence, or if that is more so an issue with... just the system that we're playing, leaving the defenders overexposed, I suppose. The very next game we had was against Toulouse. We lost this one 3-0. I don't know how we lost this one. I mean, you can see the stats in the bottom left. They scored one very, very, very early on. It was via Bobichon. And from there, they scored 2 in the last 10 minutes. As we went more attacking, they got goals, Toulouse. The first was a nicely worked goal. The second, a shot from range. But yeah, the stats in the bottom left kind of show how this game went. We had chances, we just didn't take them. And that's odd, because in all these other games we've been poor defensively, but we have been scoring a few, and this was kind of the exception. To lose to one of our local rivals 3-0 just ain't really acceptable. And Phil, well, he put the dagger through my heart as he got that third goal, a thunderous effort from range. We then took on Nice and lost 3-2 again. I don't want to relive it. They were 3-0 up at half-time. We fought back, but we fought back far too late. The silver lining, I suppose, was the fact that Lopez got a goal. I still don't know really what to make of Lopez. 4 goals in 11 should be pretty good. And to be fair, our goal-scoring record on the whole is reasonably good. We're just conceding too many. And, the exception to that was the most recent game against Stade Rennais, where... we won 2-1. We won a game. We only conceded 1 in a football match. Noah Kene got us off to a flyer. Ari then with a free kick from range. They did get 1 consolation goal, but it was merely that. And I'll be honest, at 2-1 after 17 minutes, my heart just sank. I felt like they were just going to score a load more, and it kind of just fizzled out into nothing this game. So we got a win. 1 win in our last 5. Yeah, you can perhaps imagine with our recent form, it ain't looking particularly pretty. If we just look at it, right now we are down in 14th, which, I mean, I suppose it could be worse. We are quite comfortably ahead of the teams in the relegation zone. You can see Rem on 8 points, for example. But as we quickly approach the halfway mark, we are looking like a kind of very average mid-table team. We are only, and I say only, 8 points away from Europe. I still want to believe we can get up there. I think we have the quality for that. I mean, the media prediction was 11th, so we're currently underperforming. And I wonder, and my theory with this all really is, that it's entirely down to team gelling, and that we've just changed too many pieces in the team too quickly. And I knew that was going to be a little bit of a risk this year, but I feel like that has come back to bite us. Obviously, Marsden's new, So's new, Hayden's been out injured for a very, very long time at left back, so kind of 3 new members of a back four, and obviously Lesser in goal is also kind of a new kid on the block. Kind of frustratingly, I was thinking about dropping Valentino just because I hadn't been wowed by him, to be fair, and I was going to bring in Wally Jonk, but then he got injured as well with a calf strain. Now, he is going to be back quite soon, but I think it might be time to give him the nod. I do wonder how much it falls on the goalkeeper. I feel like goalkeepers get a pretty raw deal in Football Manager in terms of the average ratings and such, but I think there's a time and place at which you have to kind of evaluate it and go, maybe the keeper does need changing. I mean, we have competition there, so we did that for that very reason. You will notice that this is the team that played the last game, or at least the formation that played the last game. A slightly more conservative, perhaps 4-4-2 than what we've played in the past. Both wide players on support, the wing-backs not on attack. I have been shuffling things around at the back. Oumar Saleh has just not really wowed me so far, so I've decided to give Mbaye So a little nod just to see what he can do. He started the last game that we won, so you know what? I think we start him again today. But yeah, if we just look at the team, the bizarre thing really is the average ratings aren't that bad, especially when it comes to our kind of more attacking players. Because we're scoring goals, their ratings are pretty good. I think this is entirely on our defence, and it's obviously frustrating because Galvez proved his worth last year. Tom Hayden's been injured a lot. A few new players coming in at centre-back, perhaps causing us some issues, as well as a new goalkeeper. I feel like we just need to find a degree of consistency. I want to get Junk in goal. I need to obviously shuffle around our defence, although the average ratings for the likes of Marsden and Galvez don't seem that poor. I think it's mostly about getting Hayden back match fit and hopefully getting in a new centre-back. But make no mistake, it is just very, very frustrating for me. And I'm sure we've all been there in Football Manager where you don't feel like you've changed anything system-wise and you're just not really getting results. And the thing is, we're not getting blown out by teams. We're losing 3-2 repeatedly. The Toulouse game, bit of a freak result with the match stats. I'm hoping that today against Nancy away from home, we can hopefully crack on. In terms of the system that I'm going to use, obviously I used this 4-4-2 last time to get the win in our most recent game, but I didn't love it. And I am wondering about playing this system here, which is quite similar to what we played for the very first season, but with Simmons playing a bit deeper on a defend duty, he will hopefully provide a little bit of cover for the defence. That's the thinking anyway. I feel awful kind of shuffling the team constantly, but I feel like at this point, I'm pretty content with the personnel and pretty content with how we are going forward. The attacking kind of setup of our team is pretty good. We're getting goals from it. It's more so about how can we help out the defenders. And today I do wonder if playing Simmons on a defending deep line playmaker could be an option. The other option I have considered is playing Kene at Segundo Volante deeper, which actually, the more I think about it, the more I might be tempted to go with. I was going to play Proper today just to see what he could do because we've given other players chances and he was a player who kind of proved his worth last year. He deserves a chance, I felt like, this year. But the more I think about it, the more I wonder if I'm better off keeping Simmons and Kene together. They were playing alongside each other in our most recent win. I don't know. I mean, we're playing deeper here in terms of the two centre defensive mids, I suppose, although we are playing now with more direct passing. I have really been fiddling around with the instructions. I felt like we've not created enough. We've gone more direct and more attacking, and that's resulted in more goals. Kind of a more direct and slightly quicker approach, but it has, without doubt, caused us some issues when it comes to kind of just getting caught out in possession. What do I want to do? You know what? I'm kind of tempted to go on attacking as well. If we're going to play with the players more defensively kind of positioned in the centre of midfield, I think we can afford to go a bit more attacking rather than positive. We've not dominated the possession like I was hoping we would this season. And kind of with that in mind, I feel like maybe a shift in ideology, a shift in mentality might be on the cards. The one silver lining has been the fact that Sesko has kept scoring, not quite to the same degree he was before, and he is on a mini goal-scoring drought, but 7 goals to his name. I think he's the man to make it or break it for us this year. I mean, he's not got an international goal yet, but you will notice he has been playing for the Slovenia national team, which is very exciting indeed. Let's get into this game. I kind of feel just keen to keep playing football because I feel like eventually it is going to click. I think so much of kind of our struggles this year are just down to the fact that, frankly, we've added too many players in too quickly, and that is on me. I can't just brush over that and pretend it's not my problem to deal with. But I feel like after, 14 or so games, despite little tweaks to the system here and there, we should be hitting a point soon where we are gelling. And as we've seen, our issue is not going forward. We score goals, we do, but defensively we have just been leaky. And, Hayden is a big addition, obviously, back at left-back. Mbe So were given a chance to. Marsden, I have still got a few reservations over, but at least for now, he's going to hold down his spot in the team because he has been the best performing kind of member of the regulars in the back four. And, let's see what we can do here. We won our last game. I'm hoping that is the thing to galvanise us, the thing to give us momentum. And, early on in this game, 25 minutes gone, I'll tell you what, we're dominating the game from a chance perspective, but we've been here before. I suppose the big thing for me is we've not conceded yet, everyone. Nancy, by the way, up in 9th. They are only 2 points away from the European places, and away from home against them, you'd expect a challenge. They have got a corner here, which we're going to have to deal with. Marsden heads it out, but only as far as Fisher. I wonder if that's Victor Fisher there. He switches it over to Kuyu. What is he going to do? He lays it to Perez, who hits the woodwork, get it away. That is the kind of goal we've conceded far too often this season. Kind of speculative long shots that just end up nestling in the bottom corner. Going to be called into defensive action again here. Nice tackle by Marsden. Now with Julian Blaze, you can see we've got quite a few men back here, and it's a big ball up to Sesko, who needs to hold it up now, and does so quite nicely. We're knocking the ball around okay, everyone. Now with Blaze, what can you do, Julian? Options in the middle, whips it towards Ari, and Ari scores. More of this, please. More of this. Looking relatively solid defensively, creating a load of chances, and finally we find a breakthrough. And as I said, I kind of hope now, it was just a getting to know each other phase, and hopefully the squad is going to start to settle down a little bit more. With Hayden coming back at left back, I think that is pretty big. He was involved in that goal there. And we could be a goal up before half-time, barring any late goal. And suddenly we could be only, 5 points away from Europe, and you start to dream again. But we can't get too carried away. The way this season's gone, honestly, I would just like an improvement on last season as the keeper pulls off an insane double save there. For Nancy, what an insane stop. I can't quite believe that. That was nuts. I think realistically this year, whilst I was targeting European football, we finished 9th last year. Given how this season has played out, if I could get 9th again, I want to say I'd be happy. I would be disappointed because I think we've got the quality to kick on and push on, but we have to start winning games and looking better at the back. So we have another mad amount of chances. This just feels like one of the games that we've been losing recently. The only difference is we've not conceded yet. Maybe the tactical tweaks have worked. Maybe this is how we play. We play more attacking, more direct. We concentrate less on dominating the ball and more on letting Simmons and Kene sit in front of the back line. It's not a particularly pretty game. It's not like we're having a load of highlights. But you know what? I don't really care about pretty football at this point. I just want some results. Simmons has got a booking, so we're going to bring in Sun Sao. I'm going to bring in Yassin Adli as well at centre attacking mid. This is a guy who I kind of wish I'd given more opportunities to. He's been complaining about a lack of first-team football. And, we're going to give him a chance to show us what he's made of today. Only 10 minutes, but maybe he can make something happen in 10 minutes, fresh-legged, on off the bench. I mean, it remains 1-0 here. Time is just trickling away. You know what? I kind of like a 1-0. We've kept a clean sheet for what might be the first time this season. Certainly the first time in a long while. Away from home, it's a good result. As I said, maybe that's a result that we can look at and crack on from. That is our second clean sheet of the season, which is a little bit concerning. But you know what? We're now in 12th, and suddenly we're only 5 points away from Bordeaux, and I'm going to start to dream again. As I said, I think we've got the quality. It's just a case of getting results, and I've thought about it. I've evaluated how we've been conceding. There isn't really a pattern. I think it is just a case of the team cohesion not being there, and that is very much a factor in Football Manager. If you change the team too much too quickly, it will have an effect. And of course, the front three are the same in terms of the attacking midfielders, but besides that and Hayden and Galvez, We've got, what, 7 new players in the starting 11 for this game. Obviously, they're not really new anymore. It's November, but I think you take the point. We have been going through a transitional period. Just a few things to kind of just raise, I suppose, a mini concern about. Right now, we are losing quite a lot of money each month. The wage budget obviously shot up massively after the sales last year. I am conscious of the fact that could become an issue longer term, but the one good bit of news is, I suppose, the club's reputation has gone up, and with slightly higher wages being offered to players, many of our players' values are a lot higher than they were last season. So if we did find ourselves in a massive pitfall and a massive kind of footballing hole financially, we are in a position where we would probably be able to sell players to solve that problem. That might seem like it's coming a little out of left field, me just dropping this bombshell on you now. But if we do fail to qualify for Europe this year, there is a reasonable chance that the wage budget will get squished a little, and we may need to have a little bit of a reshuffle. But I don't know, I'm still holding out hope. As I said, you look at our kind of midfield and attack, the average ratings are pretty good there. We're creating lots and scoring a fair few. I'm just looking at the average ratings of the defence and feeling a little bit sad. As I said, Wally Jonk is going to get a shot in the first team, because I do wonder if the goalkeeping position is the problem. He is debatably better as well than Valentino, certainly a better shot stopper, which might be what we're lacking, to be honest, right now. And if he hadn't got injured, Wally, I probably would have played him a little bit sooner. It was something that was very much on my mind during this rough run of form. As you can see, he's been out for 4 weeks. That's really been kind of ever since, well, we went on a mini losing run and were shipping too many. Anyway, I feel like today I've just kind of been in a bit of a down mood, but 2 wins in a row, a reason for positivity. Yeah, I like our team. I think, honestly, I've just changed too much too quickly, and that's kind of my own error. I feel like I underestimated how big an impact it was going to have on us. I thought if we upgraded every position, that was the right way to go with things. But actually, I think this is a cautionary tale in, not updating your team too much too quickly, and we've kind of learned that lesson the hard way. I'm hoping that, that is the rough patch of the season done now, because frankly, 4 wins in our first 13 games of the season was awful. Suddenly 6 wins doesn't look so bad. As I said, we're not that far away from Europe now. Leon, with Kahinde, by the way, running away with the title. Would be very happy to see him lift the trophy, although PSG, as you can tell by their average ratings, they're pretty good, aren't they? It's PSG, Jack. They're always going to be quite good. Anyway, that is going to be all from me today. Let me know what you make of where we find ourselves right now. I feel like the Marseille game, at the time thought, that's just a freak result. But I do wonder if it was a sign of kind of larger issues. I do quite like this 4-2-3-1 that I've been kind of experimenting with and settled on today. I thought it looked pretty good from a defensive standing kind of point against Metz, especially on attacking. Maybe this is the future. Let me know what you make of this. I'm obviously going to go and play ahead. Next time when we'll be back, it'll probably be after the international break. We may well come back for the game against Bordeaux, who currently sit on the fringes of the European spots. Especially because I would like to believe that we could be hot on their heels come then, although whether or not that actually happens kind of remains to be seen. I don't imagine we're going to be doing a whole lot over January, but you never know. Maybe we'll come back with a few new faces, and well, hopefully I will see your faces tomorrow. That's the most important face of all. So yeah, that's going to be all from me. I've rambled on for long enough today. We've got 2 wins in a row. We've stopped conceding quite so many. I'm feeling cautiously optimistic, and yeah, hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow. It is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.